Good morning, America. My name is John, and I am the traditional liberal. Last week, I had some minor car trouble. It was minor. I just took my wife's car for a week until I had time to go in and get it fixed. And we're a single income family. And here's the thing, that didn't leave my wife without a vehicle because we have three working vehicles. It seems like every year we hear about minimum wage. Minimum wage needs to go up. Minimum wage has been stagnant since the 70s. And, partly that's because it's just way too low in far too many places. But part of the reason why we keep hearing about it is because it is a losing race. It's not enough to just raise the minimum wage because companies chase it with price increases. So let's analyze this, okay? Labor costs for most forms of businesses should not be more than 30% of expenses. So when you factor in everything, your rent or your mortgage, your labor expenses, purchasing supplies, utilities, etc. Labor should not be more than 30% for most types of business. So a 10% increase in wages would mean a 3% increase in total expenses. But businesses will very often respond to a 10% wage increase with a 10% or even greater price hike. So we need to regulate this. I think that a price hike for an established business needs to be justified. Now, obviously, that wouldn't apply to a business that's just getting going, trying to figure out their market, figuring out what they can afford, what their margins need to be. That we'll leave that alone. But if a business has been around for 5 years and they want to raise their prices, I think they need to say why. This could be as simple as filing a piece of paperwork to the state business association saying, our prices went up 3%, so we're going to raise our prices 3%. And you know what? Maybe these don't even need to be systematically reviewed. It could be a random audit type thing. But, decades ago, most families could own a house and raise a family on a single income. But rising costs and stagnant wages have made this inaccessible to most now. I'm exceptionally lucky, and I've made some good choices that allow me to raise my family on a single income. But we've been brainwashed to believe that the current situation is acceptable, is normal, and that my situation is abnormal, or that I must be rich in order to afford the lifestyle that we have. But everyone deserves a living wage. If you're working 40 hours a week, that should be enough, and we need to demand it. And we need to demand that businesses stop taking advantage of wage increases to line their pockets. When the average American family is struggling, but multiple business sectors are reporting their greatest profits in decades, we can't sit still for that. We can't allow that. That's all I have for you tonight. Please like and subscribe. Feel free to comment below what you liked or where you think I'm wrong. And good night, America.